Hello and welcome to the online edition of Nightwatch for April 2024. My name is Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And we do have our special event this month, the total eclipse of the sun. But we'll start off with the moon phases and find the moon will be at last quarter on the 1st, new moon and the day of the eclipse on the 8th, first quarter moon on the 15th, and full moon on the 23rd of April. Now we move on to our total solar eclipse, which will occur on Monday, April 8th. Here in the Nashville area, we'll be seeing about 95% of the sun's disk covered by that new moon. So we will see a very deep partial eclipse. Now there are some things to remember during this eclipse. You must use proper safe solar viewing glasses or projection methods to see this partial eclipse in the Nashville area and across all of Tennessee. Only those who will be on the center path of totality and during the actual total eclipse will be able to view that eclipse without any eye protection. Also, let's not fall for or perpetrate any of those old myths about eclipses. It is perfectly safe to be outside during the eclipse, and believe it or not, your pets know better than to stare at the sun. Now here in Tennessee, from the western parts of the state, near Memphis and near the Mississippi River, about 98% of the sun will be covered. And that will be extending up to just about 100% in the extreme northwest corner of the state, right along the river. In eastern Tennessee, about 88% will be visible, and those are for places like Chattanooga and Knoxville. But again, here in Nashville, we're going to see a partial eclipse of about 95%, and that will begin at 12:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It will look first like a little tiny bite is being taken out of the sun if you're looking through those special viewing glasses or projection methods. And then the middle of the eclipse, the deepest part, which we will see about 95% of the sun covered up here in the Nashville area, that will occur at 2:03 p.m. That will be the deepest part of the eclipse, and the sky will be fairly dark. However, it will not become like nighttime. And the partial phase ends as the moon pulls away from the sun in the sky at about 3:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Now during the eclipse, if you face toward the southwest and block out the sun and take off those eclipse glasses, you may be able to see two planets in the sky. The planet Venus will appear as a bright white star-like object to the lower right of the eclipsed sun, and then to the upper left of the eclipsed sun, you will see another fairly bright star-like object, but not quite as bright as the planet Venus. That will be the planet Jupiter. These planets will appear as star-like objects in the sky during the eclipse, and for us here in the Nashville area, that will roughly be between about 1:40 p.m. and 2:20 p.m., although some people might notice them before and after those times during the partial phases. Also notice during the eclipse that shadows may look a little bit different, and also you'll see those crescent shapes of the sun projected on the ground between the leaves and trees that are projected on the ground in the shadows. So that will be something really cool to see, as many projected images of the eclipse will be on the ground during the deepest phases. Also, you may notice that the temperature will drop several degrees during the eclipse, since 95% of the sun will be blocked by the moon. If it is cloudy or raining during the eclipse, we will notice it just getting very dark during the eclipse, especially around the 2 o'clock hour. Looking at planets this month, we find in the evening sky the planet Jupiter is the only planet that we can see. It is very low in the western sky in evening twilight and will become harder to see during the month. By the end of the month, you may notice it's going to be setting during early evening twilight. The very thin crescent moon, just past its new phase on Eclipse Day, will pass by the planet Jupiter on April 10th. In the morning sky, the planets Mars and Saturn are becoming easier to see, especially toward the end of the month. Low in the eastern sky, just before sunrise on the morning of April 10th, both planets Mars and Saturn will be very close together near the horizon, but you'll need a good view of that horizon to catch these two planets, away from any buildings, trees, or houses that might block your view of near the horizon. By the end of the month, these two planets will be rising in a darker sky around 4:45 a.m., but will be farther apart in the sky. As we look at the stars and constellations, in the evening sky at about 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time during mid-month, we find in the southwestern sky the winter constellations of Orion setting in the southwest, followed by the stars of Canis Major and the very bright star Sirius, which is the brightest star in the nighttime sky, along with Canis Minor. Those are his two hunting dogs. And also up higher in the sky in the west, the constellation Gemini, the twins. But getting up high in the sky, we do have the constellation Leo the Lion, whose head and neck looks like a backwards question mark shape, or maybe a farmer's sickle, up high in our evening sky. And to the left, farther toward the east, we find the bright orange-colored star Arcturus, part of the constellation Boötes. Again, both Leo and Boötes are part of our springtime sky and will be with us in the evening sky over the next several months. Looking toward the south, you might be able to see the constellation Corvus, the Crow, made up of 4 faint stars that make sort of a squashed rectangular shape. But again, those stars are faint, low in the southeastern sky, and if you have a high level of light pollution, you'll have a hard time seeing the constellation Corvus. Now don't forget, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned in this online edition of Nightwatch, you can check online for our online star chart at adventuresci.org/starcharts, and you can download a star chart every month along with other information about what's currently in the sky and also our planetarium shows here at the Sudekum Planetarium. Speaking of which, during the month of April, up until the day of the eclipse, we are presenting Eclipse, the Sun Revealed. Also, our regular edition of Nightwatch in the planetarium under our beautiful dome. Also, we have To Worlds Beyond, Journey Through the Solar System, and Habitat Earth, a show all about our planet Earth and how its many habitats are linked together. Now, I thank you for watching our online edition of Nightwatch. Check out the website, adventuresci.org, for more information about all of our programs and activities here at the Science Center. We hope you can join us here at the Planetarium and the Science Center for all of our various activities and programs, where our mission is to open every mind to the wonders of science and technology, fostering a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Again, I'm Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium, and until next time, I wish you clear skies.